Mayyeva mana adatsva. Bhagavan is helping us. Fix your mind on me. Fix your determined buddhi on me. Which means the buddhi should prepare ourselves to say, why am I chanting right now? Why am I chanting? I am chanting because that is going to please Bhagavan. It is going to please Guru. How will it please him? Bhagavan is everywhere. He is right within me. Guru knows everything. It's a fact. I don't even need to proclaim it. Guru knows everything. And our Swamiji has said, whatever Guru Kainkariya will do, even Guru need not reward. Bhagavan rewards. He quoted a small episode from Chandogya Upanishad. And then he told us that, look here, whatever Guru Kainkaryam you do, even Guru need not know it. Bhagavan knows everything. It is Bhagavan who reward with bhakti. It is Bhagavan who reward with prema. It is Bhagavan who reward with vairagya. And for us, we don't separate these two, but yet I am saying, the reason being, we don't have to make others know unless it is required for organizational purpose. Otherwise, why? Why am I doing bhakti? I'm doing bhakti only for Krishna Priti so that I can grow in bhakti. Does the world matter? Does the acceptance of few people matter? Does the claps or applause or likes of few people really matter? With that clarity, he's saying, let us do dhanam, dharma. Not only normal dharma, Bhagavata dharma also. And let us do all the works we do with this very clarity that what I am doing, will it be acceptable to my Guru? Will it be acceptable to Bhagavan? Sammadam. And Swamiji said that is the operating term. Bhagavanukku sammadama vaalvom. Guruku sammadama vaalvom. Let us live a life which would be acceptable to the Guru. It will be acceptable. Agattudan seyyum anaitu seyyalgal. The opposite of that is doing everything out of selfishness. And bhakti. That's all it is. And when Bhagavan says, Mayyeva, mana adatsva, Mayi buddhim niveshayana, Mayi buddhim should be very simple. I have given you all these details. One simple word. Let me live my life acceptable to Bhagavan. Let me live my life acceptable to our Guru Maharaj. How do I know? He is watching, he is always watching. He knows everything. Why? Because if I don't even have that belief, then whom am I worshipping? You see, we are only with that Dhrida Vishwasam that Bhagavan knows everything. He is my Antaryami. So he is my Guru. Guru Sakshat Para Brahmam Visena. So Guru knows everything. So would he like me doing this? Would he like me doing this? That's what is Dharma for us. You see, our Dharma is no longer referring to big books of Dharma. Our Dharma becomes very simple. Am I living a life which will bring a smile or a nod from my Guru, from Thakurji? If the answer is yes, I am leading the life of Bhagavata Dharma. I am leading the life of Dharma. If the answer is no, which will come right from within our heart. Because Bhagavan speaks now in form of conscience, the poor man. So here, he is saying, be careful about that. தனிமையில் இருந்து தயையில் கரைந்து. Every now and then, spend some time for ourselves. பிறர்க்கே உழைத்து ஏழையானேன் says ஆழ்வார். We are working for that, we are working for this, we are working for our five senses, we are working for the world, we are working for their acceptance. At least daily 10 minutes, let us spend for ourselves now. தனிமையில் with our Thakurji, sit before the Thakurji in aloneness. And remember, greatest worship is remembering the Kripa Smaranam eva bhakti. So remember the daya which Bhagavan did, not to me as individual also. We can do it individually, we can do it impersonally. First, individual personal remembrance of his Kripa is even more powerful for our journey. Remember all those tough times we had in the past. The tough times which attacked our body, which attacked our possible peace of mind, which attacked our sanity, which attacked our people whom we loved, which attacked my name. When I say name, manathoda vaazhanumilla, pugaloda vaazha venda, manam perkume. My whole my image would have been totally tarnished. And we are not Mahatmas, not to worry about. I am talking about normal image, not I am a famous person, etc. Adha manam garthik, I don't know what is the right term in English. That I am not been put to shame. And I did something which is shameful. But thankfully, Krishna, you protected me now from public shame, isn't it? Adhalam pannirukane. Spend 10 minutes every day, says Swamiji. Tanimayil irundu, dayayil karaindu. That is what is Mayyeva mana adatsva. How do you do mana adatsva? Separate and spend 10 minutes with Thakurji, Tanimayil, all alone. What does all alone mean? Not other people around, all get out of the room is not what is being said. It means the mind should not be having the company of any other worldly thoughts. It means nissangam of the mind also. And nissangam of the mind happens generally when there are not second people around, because when you have two chudiyan, when you have two bangles, it will always make some noise. So if there is only one person in that puja room, which is you, spend the 10 minutes remembering Dayayil karaindu. Krishna, you protected me like this. You protected my parents. You protected my spouse. You protected my children like that. And when I had this difficult time in the work life, you protected me. When I had crisis in my spiritual life, did you not protect me? Whenever I needed assurance, did you not give me a word of assurance? Do smarana again and again. This is what is Mayyeva mana adatsva in simple terms, Swamiji says. Dambatai tavirthe. We don't have to throw airs. We don't have to hold our nose up at all. Be humble, be simple, be straightforward. And hence adakam. Adakathai valarthe. Adakam means being very humble and being very unassuming, being very simple in the outer terms. Adakam also means controlling our uparati, we say uparamaha, which is controlling our mind with shama and dhamma, which means not allowing our sense organs to stray unnecessarily. When there is a compulsion or we needed to do it for others, now fine. But why should I allow it to stray unnecessarily and create more ripples inside? Adakam means control of all our sense organs. Whatever possible, not to the extent of jnana margi. At least limited vairagi illana eppadi valara mudiyum. You see. And don't think bhaktas are not vairagis. Bhaktas are actually vairagis, because the vairagya, dispassion, is the child of bhakti. And there was this great Mahatma, a great bhakta in Vrindavanam, Prabodhananda Saraswati. He used to be called Prakashananda Saraswati. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blessed him, graced him with Prema, he changed the name to Prabodhananda Saraswati. He was given that name. In that he has written Vrindavana Mahatmyam. In that he says, Vairagita Parango, Bhratastishta tale tale, Vitapinam, Grameshu Bhikshamata, Swachandam Pibayamuna Jalamalam, Chiram Sukandam Kuru. He's saying, Bhrataha, brother, Tishta tale tale, you go here and there. Grameshu Bhikshamata. Stay in the forest alone doing Krishna Bhajanam. Whenever you need it for Sarira Poshanam, go to the villages and beg food. Bhikshamata. Swachandam Yamuna Devi is there to take care of nourishment. Pushti. She is the one source of Pushti. And all the Pushti Margis worship Yamuna Devi. And Yamuna Devi is there as a mother to give you as much you want. Swachantam Pibayamuna Jalamalam. What about clothes? Chiram Sukantam Guru, whatever people discard, just wash it and wear it now. What is the big deal? Just basic. And Sammanam Adi Goragaralam, Nicha Apamanam Sudha. He's saying when people are praising you, run away like poison. They are poisoning you unwittingly. Anukula Chatrunu solron. When people praise, run away. Because it is increasing. Anavatai valarthu mayayai perukum. When people praise, run away from there. And don't keep listening. Don't ask every day. Because you are actually poisoning yourself. We are not doing it for the praise. So here he is saying, Dambatai. And then Swachandam Pibayamuna Jalamalam Chiram Sukandam Kuru Sammanam Ati Goragaranam Nicha Apamanam Sutam. When people criticize you, take it as Amritam, because it is Bhagavan telling you this is an area for improvement through them. Don't blame them. Don't criticize them. Don't feel bitter about them. Feel very happy. Krishna. And he's saying, Radha Murali Dharo Bhajasada Vrindavanam Matyaja. Don't go out of Vrindavan. Stay there. And constantly do Radha Murali Dhara Bachanam. இதுதான் வைராகியம். Bhaktas are the highest vairagyas. But that vairagyam need not be practiced. It will be blessed by Bhagavan. Bhagavan will bless the vairagyam. We don't need vairagyam to enter into Bhakti Marga. But when we progress in Bhakti Marga, vairagya, what is required for us to be a rasika, bhavuka, will all be there. What the amount of vairagya required for us to maintain our family, to be in this world but not of this world, that vairagya Bhagavan will bless. And then he says, Avan kayil naanor padumai endrirundal anandam 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 anandame. If I am like a complete toy in the hands of Krishna, Ami jontra tumi jontri, Ami gor tumi goroni, Ami rota tumi roti. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's favorite song of surrender. Aham yantro rishikesha yantri kilakesha. Krishna, whatever is happening is only through your gaze. You are doing it through me. I am merely an instrument. And that's the reason why he's saying, Avan kayyil naanoru padumai. Padumai means like a toy. If I just become a toy in the hands of the Lord of the universe, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Anandam, 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 Anandame. It's only Anandam. Ha, hu, ha. See? And that is what is our Swamiji very beautifully put two paragraphs, two sets of verses of Vyatirekam, what we should avoid, and finally what we should do. This is what is Mayyeva Mana Adatsva Mayi Buddhim Niveshaya guidebook. If we use this, Mayyeva irukilya, Mayyeva Mana Adatsva Mayi Buddhim, that Eva means only. If you say, I want only mangoes, it also means I don't want others, isn't it? So the word only has two parts to it, what is and what is not. And since our Bhagavan said Eva, and Krishna will only speak laconically, only our Guru Maharaj would actually have to explain it in greater detail so that we can understand properly. And that explanation of Eva Karam is this. What we should avoid and what we should do together becomes Mayyeva, Mana Adatsva, Mayi Buddhim Niveshaya, Nivasishyasi Mayi. You shall abide in me alone, Arjuna, Ata Urdhvam na Samshaya. So that is the way in which the Buddhi should be one-pointed. The one-pointed in complete Vishwasam towards Bhagavan. And that's what, it is simple if we follow the simple principle of being clear about what is the purpose. Why am I here in the first place? Why am I doing all this? Constantly reiterate that purpose. Whenever the mind gets up and tries to do mischief, the buddhi has to be alert to say, Mayyeva manada, Mayi buddhim. I am here for Krishna Priti. I am doing this for Krishna Priti. Mind, keep quiet. That's it. And our Brahmaji is also telling this wonderful state of a bhakta. Tattenu kampam susamikshamano bunjana yevatma kritam vipakam kritvag vapur bhehi vidadhan namaste jiveta yo mukti pade sadhaya vak. Mukti pade sadhaya vak. Nivasishyasi mayyeva is mukti pade sadhaya vak. That Bhagavan, for Bhagavan, moksha is his Maha Ishwaryam. He has it in plenty. He wants to just give it away to anybody who is associated with him. Mayyeva mana adatsva. Even people who has put their mind on Bhagavan in any way, Bhagavan has this tremendous, too much of this wealth called moksha. He wants to give it away. So he says, Mukti pade sadhaya vak. And Bhagavan will give you a mukti. All he need to do is he has to live looking forward to Krishna's kripa, expecting Krishna's kripa. waiting for Krishna to give the kripa of prema bhakti and constantly with gratitude remembering Bhagavan Sri Krishna. How we get all this pravachanam, na? Here it is said, na? Just enjoy the fruit of our own actions in a detached manner. We let whatever comes on your accord, let me not shirk it. Let me not seek something which doesn't come on its own accord. And once he is there and employing our heart, our mind, our walk, and our body in Krishna's service and expecting Krishna will do kripa, Mahaviswas. tathA kampa. Krishna kripa is going to. Krishna is already happy with me. He's arranging for my enhancement in bhakti, jnana, vairagya. What I will do now, I shall engage my heart, my mind, which is hird, and then vak, vapuhu. Constantly in Krishna Kainkariam, looking forward. Like a girl who is already betrothed, who is already engaged, is looking forward. When will I go to my in-laws' place to serve them? When will I join my pati to serve him? Anda madri tathA kampam. This is what Mayyeva mana adatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayyeva ata urdvam na samsaya. We are all Guru Bhaktas now. Most of us, at least, I know some of you are new to satsang, but this is how, for them I will tell, this is how, when you are in a satsang and you have such a great Mahatma, such a great giant of a Guru, if you have, this is how people will feel. Mayi buddhim niveshaya ipadidan irukum. Mayi buddhi means be very clear, you see. So what will the buddhi do? It will always say, na, our Brahmaji says, Krid, Vak, Vapuhu, Vapubhir, Vapurbhir, Vidadhan Namaste. Constantly worshipping divinity through my heart, through my words, through my body. Adu constantly, adu our Swamiji is also singing. Santatam sevitam muralidharaga sadhu jana rakshaka Premi varada santatam sevitam. Constantly our Swamiji says, I am constantly prostrating and I am worshipping Premi Vardana. Why? Sadhu jana rakshaka. He constantly protects sadhus. He never gives up. He protects them in all possible means. Prema bhakta hridaya nityavasa vadananga mogana sukumara. Prema bhakta hridaya nityavasa. For people who have love, Bhagavan has taken that as his permanent abode. Naham vasami vaikunte na yogi hridaye ravo madbhaktaha yatra gayanti tatra tishtami. Where tishtami? The hearts of my devotee. I stand there, and then to make sure that devotee even accidentally does not say Krishna Radhe Radhe and Solakudadane, Bhakti Sutropanadaha. I take a rope called Bhakti and tie myself into the heart like my mother tied me. And mother didn't tie me. I allowed myself to be tied by my mother, na, but here I myself tie myself to the heart of the devotee. Prema bhakta hridaya nityavasa. That's why he is constantly staying in the heart of devotees. Now what do we do? tathA kampam. What do we do? Mayyeva mana adatsva. What do we do? தனிமையில் இருந்து தயையில் கரைந்து. How do we do that? How do we just go sit in our little puja room and somehow remember, and then completely erase all this dirtiness? Karaindina enna artham? When you have a lot of dirt, crying in the heart and cleaning that dirt. That's how dirts are cleaned. Na? Sadguru Nama Smaranena. Whatever the name our Swamiji has given, Smaranam. Whether it is Vasudeva Nama, Mahamantra, Ram Nam, Krishna Nam, Hari Nam, Hari, Hari, Hari. Or the name of the Guru itself for some people who are Acharya Nishta. Sadguru Nama Smaranena. Constantly doing this Nama of our Guru, Andasmaranami. Constantly saying Guruji, Guruji. அப்படின்னு கூட இருப்பா சார். நான் இருக்கணும்னு சொல்லல. Sadguru Seva Karanena. Whatever I do is Sadguru Seva, if I look at it that way. Generally, for example, just because you are all close set of devotees aspiring and you have been with me for more than 7 days, you have become a part of our family. Generally, when there is a head of a family and he runs the whole family, whatever I do in the house, I'm serving him only now, because he's the one who's running the family. Even if I put the shelf in order, I'm actually doing only head of the family seva. Why? He runs the whole family. And for a person in a satsang, it is Guru Maharaj who is the head of our family, any family. So even if I take care of my child, I do it with the bhava, Sadguru Seva Karanena, the Samanya Sadguru Seva. And tomorrow, if our Swamiji gives us a wonderful different type of work, apart from taking care of his family, which happens to be my family also, where he says, why don't you go to 5 places and do Nama Bhiksha? Appo Guru Kainkariya. Not, I'm going to change the world. Who am I? I've been given a chance to do Guru Kainkari. Let anybody come, let anybody support, let anybody not support. It is not for them that I'm doing. I'm doing it because Guru has told me. So in that bhava, Mayi Buddhim Niveshaya, or Mayi Buddhim Niveshaya. How do we do it? Sadguru Seva Karanena Sadguru Padayugam Lalanena Sukam Mama Jivanam Aho Bhagyam Sadguru Padayuga Lalanena. If we have padukas of our beloved Guru Maharaj, I shall worship. If you have the photo of the padukas, I shall worship it. If not, mentally, I shall worship it. And this is how a satsangi would be. And then, Mayi Buddhim Niveshaya. What is that Mayi Buddhim? Mayi Buddhim, na clarity. What is a clarity? Kamya Bhakti Namamalaksha. I'm not doing bhakti out of a return for something in this world or beyond. I'm doing Nishkamya Bhakti. What does Nishkamya Bhakti means? Understanding the value of Bhakti so that we enjoy as we do it and not wait for the result of the Bhakti to get that joy. Other than a value. So here he is saying, Kamya Bhakti Namama Lakshya. Prabhu, when I have a problem, no problem. I have the divine name. I'll come and pray and he will take care of. So that is taken care. On the long run, my bhakti itself should not be for arthe or atarthina. Whenever I have a problem, you have given me a gift so that I can immediately get that problem out of my head and get that problem out of my heart and get that problem out of my life. How is it? I will sit down and chant before you. I will offer a little agarbatti. I will chant Maha Mantra. I will cry my heart out and beg you to take care of the problem. After that, you will take care of the problem. But that is only when I get some very serious issues. Of course, I have it. And we are all, we are in samsaram. We are not in samsaram. We are all household people. So we need those prayers. That's not being told here. What is told here is, my general path of bhakti itself is not kamya bhakti. My general overreach of bhakti is for something else. I'll tell you what it is. So kamya, I'm not offering every flower hoping I'll get something in return. I'm offering flower out of adoration, out of gratitude, out of your pleasure I'm offering. So lakshyam na idana. My purpose is not kamya bhakti. Guruji does not preclude us from chanting the Maha Mantra when we need it the most. Of course, we have to do it. When there is somebody who is dear, who is not well, and we need to, sort of somehow get the divine grace for that person to quickly recover from an illness, etc. We chant, we pray, and we do that. Even if it is for me, we do it. If it is my body who is deceased, we all do it. You see? So when we do that, that is not kamya bhakti. It is every now and then, like Draupadi shouting out Govindava kamya bhakti solveda. When Gajendra shouted out Narayana Akila Guru kamya bhaktiya, adala kamya bhakti means not understanding the value of bhakti, but we are all not like that. We have been blessed with the satsangs of Swamiji and so Bhakti na avla creation. Meera ke liye. We heard Sant Meerabai story. We have heard Jayadeva Swami story. We have heard Sant Tukaram story. So we all know what that Bhakti is. And deep in the heart, whether we know it or not, our Guru Maharaj has planted the seed. Dham Bhakti he has planted very beautifully, very subtly. And he has made us balance our day-to-day practical living of whenever I face a problem, I need divine grace. For that, he has given the divine name. And for us to develop bhakti in our heart also, he has given the same divine name. And he has beautifully said, whenever you have a need, why do you worry? We have the divine name. Hold on to it, chant it, and pray. It will answer all the prayers. Manulaga asaigalum is jagaki chaye. And the same nama continue when the problem gets over with gratitude. Parlok ki kamnaye क्षण में ही करे प्रधान ऐसा कीर्तन गाओ रे. So that is what is our life. See how easy it is. काम्य भक्ति नामम लक्ष्यः. What about moksha? Moksha va? I don't even know what it is. Do I know what moksha is? Krishna, அதெல்லாம் எனக்கு தெரியாதுப்பா. Mokshamapi mama upekshayeva. Right now, you have given me the thirst to be constantly basking under the shadow of your divine self, your divine presence, Gurunatha. Tava padachayayam vasam dehi antima samaye tava smarana pidegi. Antima samaye tava smaranam api dehi. Right now, if I can physically be under the shadow of your holy feet, fine. If not, let my whole house be the shadow of your feet. It is all in our bhava only na. And so he is saying, let me constantly be in that bhava, as I told earlier, that I am under the shadow of my Guru's feet. Because Guru is sarvavyapi also na. Vyaumavat vyapta dehaya tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. So he is there everywhere. If you think he is everywhere, he is everywhere. If you think he does not know, he does not. Like Guru does not intrude. He waits for our opening up. So he is saying that Vamana Bhagavan had this big padam and he kept his padam covering the whole world. And one padam went up to Brahmalokana. Likewise, if you think I am under the shelter of my Guru's shadow, 100% true. Nobody can deny it. That grace has to come to you. And many times our Swamiji has said, somebody is really praying to me, I can see it going out from me. Yarko grace podu theriyadundra. And don't worry, he is a repository of infinite grace. And so we can imagine, this is not my roof, it is Sadguru Charana Chai. And Tava Padachayayam Vasandegi. What do I want? Prabhu. Janmalava Parapumsam Ante Narayana Spritihi. And in the last moment of my life, you please give me Antimasma. Whether it is required or not is secondary for moksha, but I want to do it. I want to do Antimasmarana. And Adhikaha Apodeki Ipode Solli Vaite. I don't know whether during that time I can remember you and all that. So I'm praying for you right now. I'm praying for that Antimasmarana. How many people in our satsang has uttered Narayana, Akilaguru, Prabhu, Sadguru, I have seen, you see, that is the power of satsang. We don't know its power. When we need it the most, divine kripa will be there. Like a child who is trying to board a flight, and the mother has told the child, we are going to so and so place, we are going to Brindavan, we are going to Mathura, we are going to Madhurapuri, and the child is in Australia, child is in America, and the flight is in 1 month. Now the child will say, give me my ticket, mother, give me my ticket. The mother won't say, no, show me the ticket, I won't show you. And the child is now waiting. When will the child get the ticket is just before the child goes to the gate, the mother opens the purse, gives the child ticket to the child and says, show it to that auntie out there and get into the aeroplane. And at that point of time, the child sees from Sydney to Chennai and gives it to that person who is checking and happily boards the flight. Because the mother knows if he gives the ticket before, it may lose it, it may misuse it, it may tear it, it may abuse it. So the mother is carefully holding that ticket for the travel until when it is really required to be shown to the child. And the Mari Satsangoda power, our Swamiji says, you will understand only during such moments where we need his help the most. And all of us need that during our last moments. Antima samaye tava smaranamapi dekhi santatam sevito muralidara sadhu jana sevita Premi Varada. Our Swamiji says, na தனிமையில் இருந்து தயையில் கரைந்து. Be alone and completely melt your heart, remembering the compassion of a guru. How? This is how you do it. Tava darshanat purvam mama janmam vyartam. Hey Prabhu, tava darshanat purvam mama janma vyartam. Before your darshana, I lived somewhere, I lived like an animal, I lived here and there, I lived like any other person would live. And that was my life before. Think of the bigger picture and all the small little problems of day-to-day living will become minor. It is minor only. We only imagining to be big because it is present right now. Once we take a perspective, before we came and had darshan of our Swamiji, or before we came and had darshan of our Guru, before Krishna's kripa did not enter into my life, how was I? Tava darshan, and then we look at Bhagavan say kripa panitya. Given so much kripa, so we can get to Viswasam. By our own effort, we can think in the back and then realize the amount of kripa which has been bestowed to us. Tava darshanat purvam mama janma vyartam. And after your darshan, tava darshane mama janma kritartam. How I have been blessed. I have been blessed. After your darshana, I have been blessed. Tava jan darshanena mama janma. How many of us are very fortunate to have a guru who can speak to us, who can tell us, who can talk to us, who knows our name, and whom we can immediately run to whenever we have தனிமையில் இருந்து தயையில் கரைந்து முடியாது. So tava darshanena mama janma kritartam bandham avayoho sashvatam iti. This bandham is Atma bandham. Even the other bandham in the world is all sarira bandham. The sariram drops, bandham drops. Because I have had all these bandham in millions of lives. There is one bandham, there is one relationship which is eternal. Adiyomodum ninnodum pirivindri, there is one bandham. There is one relationship which is eternal. That can never be separated. Even if we want, it cannot be. Adu when I remember, na said, like the initial stages of Sugriva, I may not be very steady in my relationship, but then Hanumanji came and steadied it, isn't it? Likewise, bandham avayoho sashvatam iti. There was a great Vaishnava Acharya, Bhattarnar there. And Kali will always do its work. Na? One of the Sishyas had a little, difference of opinion with Bhattar. And then one day, suddenly, he just stood up and said, Swami, from now on, it won't work out for me. I'm leaving for good. And ஒரு ஸ்ட்ராங்கான வார்த்தை போட்டதா கேள்வி. I don't know accuracy of it. இனிமே ஸ்நான பிராப்தி கூட கிடையாது அப்படின்ட்டான். பெரிய வார்த்தை. And he walked. Bhattar was quietly sitting. He was going through the wonderful works of Alvars, other great Purvacharyas. And when he was about to cross the door, he said, hey, Nillum. He said, stop. And the Sishya stopped, looked back. And he said, as what I heard from you, you said that the relationship between you and me is now cut forever. You also listen to what my avipraya is and then leave. In my avipraya, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what you are, the relationship between me and you is eternal. Now you go. அப்படின்னா என்ன பண்ணுவா? திருப்பி ஓடி வந்து caught hold of his feet, cried his heart out and said, Sama. இதுதான் குருவோட கதை. Even if the mother kicks, even if the child kicks the mother, mother is a mother. Na? The child does not know, out of some frustration it is kicking, out of ignorance it is kicking. But a guru thinks, you belong to me, na, done, period. And till eternity, that bandham is shashvat. And that is why guru picks the shishya. We can't pick a guru. Who are we? Huh? A guru has to have an abhimanam. Idi en kolandai. See. Bandham avayoho sashvatam iti smaranameva mama hridayam sukha. Whenever I remember the smaranam, enna smaranam na, the bandham between me and Guru Sashvat. No matter what happens in this world, no matter what happens to people around me, no matter what happens in me, no matter how deranged I become, no matter how stupid I become, no matter whatever acts I do, the bandham is bandham. And enna vanda varattume. Let me face any repercussion. As long as this relationship is eternal, that gives me the sense of tremendous joy. And our Swamiji, idella avartha ezhudha mudiyum. Smaranameva mama hridayam sukhayati. My heart is filled with anandam, 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 anandame, because that relationship. I know it is irreversible. என்னையும் பிடிச்சி என்னையும் உலகில் ஒரு பொருளாக்கின்றார் இல்லையா. ஆழ்வார் says, you made me also something in this world. Not for the world, for Krishna you made me something. And that relationship will never be reversed. And when I constantly think about it, that gives me tremendous strength. Mayyeva mana adatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya. That's so we all do. I'm not saying what we should do. I'm just reiterating what we do. So Bhagavad Gita is not a shastra for us to understand. It is a shastra which we live. So some people are not as fortunate as we are. They have to read the shastra and try to follow it. For us, what we are doing for 13 days is, what we are doing, we are re-verifying it and ticking with a shastra. That kripa which already descended on us, we are just verifying with the shastra and say, aha, shastra now we are looking at Shastra and say, even Shastras talk like that. That is the kripa we have all been bestowed with. So here our Bhagavan says, Mayyeva mana adatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivashishyasi mayyeva ata urdvam na samshayaha. Then Bhagavan says, Arjuna, this is the state of sadhya bhakti. This is the state where people out of bhakti constantly remember me. And so you also put your mind on me. You also put your intellect on me. Constantly remember me. What if I can't? Then sadhyathilende, from sadhya, which is the state of that bhakti, Bhagavan starts to talk about sadhana. Let us talk about the efforts we need to get there. In the first level sadhana, Bhagavan is going to go down, 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 and finally, where do you think he is going to stop? Nama Sankirtanam. Sanketyam pariyasam stobam helanamevava vaikunta namagranam asesha agaharam viduhu. He is going to come down to the state of, if you can't do any of the above, don't worry. There is a charama upayam for you. And the charamatlin charama upayam is somehow hold on to the divine name. And the Acharya Kripa will take care of it. That is the last. And we'll go there step by step.